Hello there, everybody! My name is Drak, and welcome to this new Let's Play for Final Fantasy III for the PlayStation Portable. But we're going to go ahead and get right to it, shall we? I will just point out to people, this has actually been a couple of weeks since I did the last parts for Final Fantasy II, so a lot has happened. We're going to cover it all as we go along, but I am stoked for this LP to show you guys, because where I had problems with 2, I don't have so much for 3. Ow! I didn't see that hole there. What have I gotten myself into now? Wow, you're the protagonist and you're complaining already. This is not a good sign at all. Everybody meet Luneth, an orphan raised by Nina and Elder Topapa in the village of Ur. Adventurous by nature, his curiosity gets the better of him as he tumbles into a hole created by the Great Earthquake. And yeah, I keep things au naturel, guys. I could name them after friends, but I'm not going to. And this is our first character, Luneth. I like the name. I just gotta say, I love the name. Hi! Alright, well, we're into our first battle, and then people might be able to see that if you've played the later Final Fantasy games, this battle system, at least the reimagining of it, mirrors really close to Final Fantasy IX's feel. So that's kind of one of the reasons I like it. Now people might be asking, well Drak, why aren't you playing the DS version? Because that came out first. Mainly because I can't really get an emulator and a ROM for this, and on top of that, I don't have the proper hardware to play DS games. So, those were monsters? Why do I get the feeling this is not the safest place to be? 'Cause it isn't. You fell into it. How safe is that, Luneth? Alright, so this is the 3D reimagining. I'm also not going to tackle the old NES version because, again, I like the graphics here, plus it's all in Japanese, so I wouldn't be able to read anything. And we just got a potion! Yay! And one thing I am going to say, this was, for the longest time, this was the missing link in the Final Fantasy line. This had never hit US shores until the DS reimagining, and so I am so happy that I can now play every one of the Roman numeral line of Final Fantasy and be able to show you guys, because it came out to PSP. I believe that was for Final Fantasy's 25th anniversary? Yeah, because they did the whole, oh man, it was like $500 or something like that. It was a console to get all the games on, like, it was like 6 discs or something like that, but oh, that was such a bad idea. But at the same time, Sony kind of saw the better way to do this, and what made it able that you could download all the games via PSN. So that's why in a lot of cases I will probably pick a PlayStation choice, because A, I like the PlayStation version slightly more in some cases, and the other is just, it's easy to get. And again, the music also just kind of feels to me like Final Fantasy IX, which is perfect, because to people who have been following this series, Final Fantasy IX is like my second favorite of the line. And it's mainly because of the nostalgia trip it is. But in the meantime, we're trying to make our way through this cave, and I think I've found everything I'm going to find. Oh, look at that. There's something strange about that rock. Yes, it sticks out like everything else. Press the L button to zoom in and the R button to zoom out. Yeah, we're not going to be doing anything like that. But if you press the rock, this is one of the interesting features of the 3D version, Secret Passage. I like this idea, it was really good. And of course I get attacked right as I start moving towards the passage. The other thing too I like is you can see a tiny little shield and a tiny little dagger on Luneth. That is such a great feature for a 3D game. Which is kind of sad too, because this is like, for the line here, this marks the last NES title. Then we go into 16-bit. Obviously, we're skipping generations because this is a 3D iteration, but yeah, so after this, we're going to be bouncing back into Super Nintendo-style graphics, kind of like with Mystic Quest. And as people can see, I'm like one-shotting everything because this is just a starter dungeon. This is not meant to be hard. This is just to get you used to the gameplay. And I think it's a great idea to do this. The chest contained a longsword, so now I can upgrade from my little dagger, or my knife, either or, to a longsword. Or, in this case, I could actually dual wield it if I wanted. I could take the knife and the longsword, and in some cases I'll do that later, where I have some really good weapons to do that with. And we just got an Antarctic wind, so now we're going to be getting like elemental-based items that will do elemental attacks. This will be helpful, especially like if our magic's cut off or whatever. And this game is also very unique, but I'm not going to tell you the unique feature. I'm going to let you see it when it starts. So that might be a few parts in, but we'll go over it when it happens. But in the meantime, we're just sitting here wandering through the cave, and like I said, I got some things to discuss since it's been a couple of weeks. I've actually finished a few games, and I haven't been able to start new ones in their stead just yet, but I did want to give people my final thoughts, because I hadn't been talking about it. Dragon Warrior fans, I have a bit of a confession to make. So, I kept getting to the final boss, and I do really, really, really well until that very final boss. And then, if people will remember in an earlier part, I said I made a stupid decision that I should know better, but I did it. And that is, I put a cursed item on my highest damage dealer, which was my main character. And sure, magic does well, but I mean, my main character was doing most of the damage. And it actually gets to a point so many times, I did this boss like 10 times, where I would get there, and then my guy, since he was cursed, would not attack all the time. So I really couldn't finish it. Oh, look at this. Water in a cave. A wellspring. What mystifying colors. Insight by Luneth. And it just so happens it's a wellspring, so we are able to recover our HP and MP. Kind of a nice little feature in some dungeons you'll find. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I did the boss like 10 times, and I just realized, you know, the main reason I can't take this guy out was because of the cursed item. So I hope people aren't screaming sacrilege here, but obviously I've got a schedule to maintain and things like that, so I got fed up with it, and I just said, you know what? I've gotten to this final boss, and I think I know how to fix this, but I'd have to play the game all the way through to fix it. And I just don't have the time to do that. So I then opted to watch, or I then decided, okay, I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to watch the ending of 2, because I really do want to see the ending of this thing, and I don't want to have to go play through the game again. I'll finish in a second, because we got a cutscene here. Please, Dragon Warrior fans, forgive me for what I'm about to say. What's that? An evil creature attacks Luneth! Oh no! Boss fight! With a ginormous tortoise. But it's a land turtle. The most evil of all turtles. Alright, and actually we do have his weakness because we've been collecting Antarctic winds. And he's weak against ice damage. So, we're gonna cheat a little bit, and we're gonna use the damaging spells. Because I'm a mean bugger, that's why. But anyway, yes, I saw the ending on YouTube. I watched and finished the ending on YouTube, and then I'm good. Here's the thing I will say. If I had beaten this game legit, I still would have liked it. And I like the ending that I saw. It's, you know, it's an everybody lived happily ever after ending, and I enjoyed it. So I have said I'm going to move on to Dragon Warrior 3 with more wisdom this time. So I've already gotten Dragon Warrior 3, I just haven't had the time to start it yet. Because things have been busy for me. And now that we've beaten the land turtle, for he was evil, and now my guy's tired. I don't know what's going on with Luneth. He's just looking around. You have been chosen. Really? By who? Am I the 100th customer? Who's that? Who's there? Warrior from the land of darkness, you have been chosen as the bringer of hope. I don't want to do that. I'd rather be the 100th customer instead. Okay, if I walk up, then you notice there's a crystal here. Oh, we're in a shrine of a crystal. Is this crystal talking to me? Man, I should have taken my Prozac today. That was offensive, I apologize. Darkness is threatening to engulf the world. As usual. When light is lost, the equilibrium will be no more. What are you talking about? He's a kid, he doesn't understand. There are others who share your destiny. You must seek them out. That sounds hard. Once you find them, I will bestow upon you our last light, our last hope. Now go! I don't want to. I'd rather go take a nap. Wait, I don't understand! Whoa! Yes, the people who are new here, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I kind of ham this stuff up. It's fun. And now I'm out in the field again, as if I'd never found a hole. He's busy panting right now. I'm back on the surface. What was that? Light? Darkness? Our last hope? What was that all about? It's okay, we're all confused, Luneth. Welcome all to the world map of Final Fantasy III. And now we're going to be going back to his home village of Ur. Or however you want to say it. I like Ur. And oh look, the villages look so pretty in 3D. I will admit, this is a nice short reprieve. Luneth, the elders are looking for you. Well, thanks, Grandpa. I don't want to go there. And as people can see, we actually have gained magic shops again. So this actually, as far as magic is concerned, it runs similar to... You could take the items in the storehouse up ahead. They should help you on your journey. Watch out for monsters, though. The magic, like I said, the magic system runs a lot like Final Fantasy I, where there are charges and levels and things like that. So that's going to be very similar, but we have to go meet up with the village elders, because apparently they're looking for us. Oh, look at here. Okay. I can sense what has happened to you. I didn't do it, I swear. You must now heed the words of Elder Topapa, and not laugh at his name. I love the name, Topapa. Okay, so here's Elder Topapa. He apparently raised us, so... Oh, you have come home, Luneth. So it is you who has been chosen. I didn't get chosen for anything, I promise, Grandpa. You must understand that your meeting with the crystal was not happenstance. Wow, big word there. It was the crystal's will. You have been chosen. But I don't want to be chosen. Chosen for what? I don't understand. A long time ago, a traveler came to me carrying a newborn child, and I just realized I sound like Deckard Cain. His face was covered in soot, and his clothes were burnt to tatters. The child he carried in his arms was you. Now stay a while and listen. To think, even as a newborn, you are already destined to be chosen by the crystal. You must now set forth on your journey. Take your power, the light you hold in your heart, and use it well. Daw. We're the Care Bears now, apparently. Alright. You must make your way to Kazus. Go swiftly, but go prepared. Alright, Deckard, we get it. I did not even plan that. That was awesome. I just started sounding like Deckard all of a sudden, and I noticed. And yes, I do not have a perfect Deckard Cain. I know that, Blizzard fans. It's fine. Nobody really does. The only person I've actually heard that has a really good impression is probably Greg Beaumont. From The Completionist. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah? Ghosts don't exist! Then go there yourself and prove it! Ha! You don't have the guts! You're a coward! Children. Another orphan raised by Topapa and Luneth's best friend. Unlike Luneth, he prefers reading over gambling, gambling in the wild. His studies endow him with great knowledge. That more than makes up for his shyness. Welcome everybody to Ark. Hey Ark, what's going on? So they're technically kind of brothers, in a way. Because they have both been raised by Topapa, or Deckard. It's Luneth! Let's get out of here! Yo! Hey, wait, Ark! You don't have to run away from me! Well, it's obvious that, you know, we have a geek in the party, and I couldn't be more proud. I'm not a coward, but I know I have to be stronger. But I can't ask for Luneth's help. I'll show them. He's got a big red face. I just barely noticed that. He's got very, very blushy face. Okay, so now that we've met our other potential party member, Ark, we're gonna go get prepared because we gotta make our way to Kazas. So while we're doing that, again, I apologize, Dragon Warrior fans. I still like Dragon Warrior 2. I still loved it. I just didn't have the time to go through it again. So I will go on to Dragon Warrior 3. I promise this time I'm going to be paying attention and make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's Dragon Warrior. I haven't started it yet. The other thing I finished over the last couple of days, or last couple of weeks, has been Infamous. And I gotta say, I liked how that ended. I liked the twist at the end, and I will spoil, so spoiler alert, how basically the guy Kessler that you're following, or that's following you around and has become your villain, is basically you from the future. That's very comic booky. That was pretty awesome. Zeke's betrayal did not surprise me in the least, because they were kind of setting up that character that way. And then Trish's death. I'm actually a little pissed at myself, because I thought I was doing it right. I knew that if you went to the wrong place, you had a badder or a worse ending. And so I was trying to go to the place that made a good ending, and it turns out I went to the wrong place accidentally. So I didn't appreciate that, but that's the way things go sometimes. But overall, very good game. Congrats, Sucker Punch. You've sold me. I'm going to go to Infamous 2. But before I do that, I actually did take up yet another game, just to kind of let things sink in. And that game was BioShock Infinite. And I'll probably go into that at a later part, because I have started it. But I did want to let people know I did like Infamous, and I will go on to Infamous 2, and probably even Second Son. I like the concept of it. Another game that I have finished was DMC Devil May Cry. And I even finished the DLC for it, Virgil's Downfall. And I will say this, I see the problems that a lot of people had with it. I am kind of on the fence. I like the new style, but at the same time I like the old style. I did like the twist at the end where, you know, you beat Mundus, and then you have to face Virgil. That was pretty awesome. And I also like the fact that the DLC is Virgil-focused and it plays differently. Although it feels to me like there wasn't that much focus towards that kind of gameplay. Seemed a little broken in a few parts. But that's me. I'll go into it a little bit more, but now we're in Kazas. And look, it's our friend Ark. I'm behind you, dude. Ah! Ah! Ark, it's me, Luneth. Don't be afraid. Why did you run off on your own? What are you trying to prove, anyway? I'm a kid. I don't think very well. Sorry, kids. Let me go with you, Luneth. I want to show everyone that I'm not a weakling. I didn't manage to come here all by myself. You'll take me with you, Luneth, won't you? I don't know. You're kind of a bookworm. Alright, if that's what you want. Remember, guys, these guys are brothers. Ark has joined the party! It's almost like it was meant to be if people had watched the intro that came to this video. Excuse me, guys. And now we're going in here. This village is kind of empty, but it has a wellspring, so we're going to use it. Oh, never mind. I decided against it, apparently. but it's good to know that it's there. And yeah, this place is strangely empty. Wait, what's right there? How many times do I have to say it? No, I don't have any mithril rings. Ah, screw it. What? How many times do I have to say it? I don't have any mithril rings. I want to get rid of this curse as much as you. But how am I going to temper mithril as a ghost? Even if I weren't cursed, I couldn't work unless I knew my daughter was safe. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have been so harsh in training her. Alright, so apparently this guy's a blacksmith. He's been asked for mithril rings and he can't give it. And apparently he and it looks like the rest of the town are ghosts. Or rather, outlines, according to 3D. Yeah, so you can see all the outlines now. Oh, and this one has a unique one. If only we had a mithril ring that the blacksmith had forged. It's the only thing that may banish the djinn. Okay, well, that's good on you. I don't know how that fits in. But let's talk to this guy. Ooh, cutscene. Howdy there, Sid's the name. I'm from Canaan, but I've been stuck here ever since Nell Valley got blocked by a giant rock. Welcome everybody to the Sid of this game. On top of that, I got a curse cast on me along with those other folks. Ain't that a trip and a half? Lunith, we have to do something to help these people. Yeah, they can't eat. They can't drink. Say, if I lent you my airship, do you lads think you could help me and those other saps? Sure, Scotty. From what I hear, this curse can be dispelled through the power of a mithril ring. Unfortunately, we seem to be all out of mithril rings here. Like you do. Even if we could get the mithril, Taka the Smith has been turned into a ghost himself, and his daughter, the apprentice, has gone missing. Alright, well, we kind of got that from the blacksmith. My airship's hidden in the desert west of here. Use it to find a way to lift the curse. Alright, so we have our first quest here. We need to free the people of Kazas of their curse with a mithril ring. Simple enough, right? And unfortunately, this also means that I can't shop here yet. And there actually is some magic here and some weapons and armor. I can't get them yet because everybody's a ghost. So that's kind of the rub right now. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and go grab the airship. Wow, it seems a little early for this. But next time, we're going to get an airship like 5 minutes into the game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and we will be back next week. I am Drak, and this has been a Let's Play of Final Fantasy III for the PlayStation Portable. See you then.